1978 Plymouth Volare, 440 big block. .727 automatic transmission. Transmission has a low first gear setup, 3000 stall converter, reverse manual Cheetah valve body, no trans brake. There's one spot there. There's only 3 spots of damage on a car. Well, I guess 4, counting some bubbling there. And the 4th is some bubbling here. These were NOS quarters done in about 92. The reason for the bubbling is when they added the mini tubs and welded to the inside. Caused some bubbling. Weld wheels all around. 15 by 10s in the rear. It currently has 29.5, 11.5 by 15s in the rear. Slicks, Mickey Thompson new Sportsman Pros in the front. Hooker Super Competition fender well headers. Frame has been tied. Drive shaft loop, new drive shaft. A B-body 8 3/4 rear end with a 742 housing, 456 gears, posi, super stock leaf springs, moved into the frame rails. Has been mini tubbed, just moving everything into the frame rails, wheel wells, and springs. Competition Engineering 3-way adjustable rear drag shocks. Car does have a VIN tag with a clear title. The VIN plate is still, it just has an aluminum dash. Was working to make it street legal, so it'll be more of a strip street car. Got the 2 fiberglass bucket seats. I have 2 sets of the racing harnesses for it. Cheetah shifter, line lock button on the shifter. Still has a full headliner. Five-inch tack with shift light. Oil pressure gauge, water, and fuel pressure. Fuel pressure in the car is not hooked up. I was having trouble bleeding out the lines. So it still has the gauge out there on the car. That's all your controls. There's your MSD 7AL-2 box with your solenoid. All electronics are right there, so it's easy to get to if you need to. It does have a shift noid. I hadn't finished hooking that up. I haven't decided if I was going to, if I was going to make it a street car. Was no need, but it goes with it with the controller for it. It's got 2-step on it. That's what the button on the brake pedal's for. One action releases your brakes and your 2-step. To make it street legal, it just needs to finish the brake lights and the turn signals, which we're just going to go up in there and hook the factory switch back up for the brake lights. Tough steering wheel. off switch. Five-gallon hardwood fuel cell. Holley electric fuel pump. Trunk is finished with aluminum. Brand new battery. Fiberglass lift-off hood with a 6-pack scoop. Car has a very nice stance. Let's take a look at the motor. New K&N air filter. One person can remove the hood. Brand new aluminum radiator. Alright. Motor is in there with aluminum motor plates. It is a 30/440 TRW pistons. It has been balanced, blueprinted. Block has been decked, and it has, I believe they are 12.5-to-1 pistons in it. My dad built the motor, and he passed away recently, so, well, not recently, but he still passed away. But it is a low 11s motor. It was running 10.0s or 1090s, 11.0s, but I did switch the cylinder heads out. We had a problem with one of the cylinder heads. The other set I have, they will go with the car. They need repaired on the rocker shaft, and I will show some pictures of it here in a little bit. It can be fixed. I've already checked. I just would like something a little more streetable. With this puts the compression down to about 11.5-to-1 range. A little better for cruising on the street. It doesn't overheat as bad. But the race heads will go with it. They've been heavily milled, heavily poured and polished. Larger valves. This set is a set of 906s. They have been poured and polished and lightly milled, just to true them up. Nothing serious. Mopar Performance M1 aluminum intake. It does have the old tack drive distributor. Let's see, it's got a carburetor shop 850. Well, it's a 950 double pumper that has been completely worked by the carburetor shop. fuel pressure regulator. It's got the large fuel line run all the way up from the back. MSD Blaster 2 coil, wires, NGK racing plugs, MSD rotor, I believe it was a Mopar Performance cap. I have the alternator for it, the one wire, easy to hook up alternator. That's why I put the pulley on there. And let's hear it run. And there you have it. I'll include pics of both heads that go with it. The extra set of heads, the race heads. And then you can either keep her on the racetrack or make a neat little street strip car, which is the direction I was going to go with it. Something you could go cruising in, yet take the track and have some fun.